Welcome to the Financial Times Business of Luxury Summit, coming to you from Lausanne, Switzerland. Joining us today is industrial designer Mark Newson. Mark, welcome.
Thank you.
As design has become more and more important to desirability for products in every sector, what do you think that means for luxury design?
Well, I think it represents an opportunity in many senses. I mean, my job as a designer means that I get to work with all kinds of different people in different sectors, you know, for very expensive things, very, very cheap things, and very accessible things, and very inaccessible things. However, the luxury end, the so-called luxury end, is a unique environment for designers to be able to express themselves, because the players at that end of the market generally tend to appreciate things like detail and quality, creating longevity in products, which are all attributes that I feel are very, very important.
And what does design mean to the price-value relationship?
Design should mean to the price-value relationship, let's say, nothing. I think that good design should be accessible at every point of the market. The reality is, of course, that that's not the case, and that design, for better or worse, generally implies a premium. And I guess that's driven by a lot of different factors, largely marketing departments, marketing people. But as a designer, I guess it's my responsibility. I feel it's my responsibility to try to ensure that design is accessible for all types of people, not only in the luxury sector, but and luxury is about perception. I don't see why, just because something's not that expensive, that it shouldn't be luxury somehow. I mean, there are all different categories of luxury. You can have luxury candles, and they're still, presumably they can be inexpensive.
Aside from the sheer cost of materials, can design be quantified?
No, I don't think design can be quantified, really. I mean, design is about creating functionality. It's about creating intelligence, ultimately. It's about doing what I consider to be the very basics. It's about creating kind of sensible products, really, at the end of the day. The difference, I suppose, is that something that has been designed has simply been thought about, as opposed to, just kind of churned out.
Your products have sold for some quite extraordinary sums. The Lucky Lounge just went at auction for 2.1 million. The Boucheron necklace went for over $1 million. The Atmos clocks, the watches, very, very high ticket items. Have you ever thought that something you made was overpriced?
Well, I guess it depends what you mean by overpriced. I mean, certainly a lot of my pieces are overpriced. If I had to go and buy them, I simply couldn't afford to do that. For a lot of people, of course, they're probably not that overpriced. I guess, when certain pieces of my design have entered the realm of the art world, things start to get a little bit hazy in terms of cost, and the relationship between production and cost becomes slightly blurred.
And what is the relationship between design and art?
Well, for me, the relationship between design and art is that it's closer now than it's ever been. I think design and art were always seen as two very, very different things. Design and art now are really, very much spoken about in the same breath.
Well, certainly you show at art galleries.
I show at art galleries at the same time as designing aircraft interiors, which is sort of at the very, very commercial end of the spectrum. And I guess, in a sense, I'm a little bit rare in that context. Nevertheless, blue chip art dealers are now starting to deal with designers. So I don't know still whether you'd call it design or you'd call it art. I call it design, presented in an art gallery. And ultimately it's about context, isn't it? It's about presenting something, when you present something out of context, does it become something else, or is it just presented in a different context?
Okay, Mark Newson, thank you very much.
Thank you.